John Avenger once again, and welcome to another podcast. Green screen, add photos to your world to get started. Okay, no, go back. Done. Wait, we're doing Insurgent today. No, wait, I can take that out. How do I shut that off? There. Hey guys, you see that? Yeah, this is my podcast for the Insurgent movie. It's coming out. The second movie. Let me just shut off the chat. Yeah, of course, there's more Kate Winslet. Here she dies, so yeah. Yep, it starts with Jai Courtney, but he dies. He also dies. A lot of people die in this one and in Allegiant, which I don't have, so I'm not doing that one. I'm doing it early because I want to get it over with. This movie's an hour and 59 minutes, so much shorter than the first one, but still pretty long, though. It's about an hour and 52 or 55, it depends. At least this one, they get right to the action. We don't have to do the training for an hour. Tomorrow I'm doing The Nanny Diaries, which is a much shorter movie. It's an hour and 44 minutes, so it's under 2 hours. I want to keep the movies under 2 hours until we get to the spring. Then I could do movies that are much longer. They added a new feature, CG background. I put Endgame because I'm going to do that movie someday. Insurgent. This is supposed to be the second one, and then Allegiant was going to be the third one. Was going to be Ascendant as the fourth one, but it was never made because Allegiant bombed so badly. Is this your face cam? Yeah. There's the crows again from the first movie. There's some references to the first movie, but it is its own thing. What I didn't like is what they did to Triss's hair in this movie. They had to cut it short because he was doing Fault in Our Stars. It came out right before this, so they had to cut her hair. You're still boring, Theo James. This is why after the third one, he kind of disappeared and then the monkey. Yeah, I don't care about the monkey. It's not scary. Monkeys in real life can be scary. Some monkey with a freaking with a symbols is not scary. It's weird and creepy, but it's not scary. There's Viola Davis. Not Viola Davis, my bad. Octavia Spencer. Now Viola Davis did another movie. There's Zoe Kravitz. Bill's not dead. He's faking it. I haven't watched any Avengers movies yet, but it is good. No, I've seen all four of them in the theater. It's one of those dreams again. Just like it happened in the first film. Thankfully, the movie is shorter because sometimes the sequel's even longer. I mean, look at The Last Jedi. It's way longer than the first one, and it didn't need to be that long. It could have been 2 hours. You didn't need the 20 extra minutes. 20 something minutes that they added to in Cantonica. It doesn't add anything to the plot. It just pads it out. This one's not as padded out as the first one. Sexy nighty. I'm gonna use this background when I do Endgame. Eventually, or whatever. I just gotta get Endgame either on DVD or I just gotta stream it somewhere. I wish it was on YouTube, but it's not because it's a copyrighted Marvel movie. The biggest of all time, so. And nothing has topped it. Nothing. And nothing ever will. That's the thing about these MCU movies coming out this year and next year. They're not going to top Endgame because you can't beat that. Your first live streamer that... Wait, because you're the first streamer that read my comments. Well, yeah, as long as you're not spam, yeah. This is once again a good-looking movie. This is a different director. This is Robert Schwenke. He did Red. Yeah, the first Red movie with Bruce Willis before he retired. Shailene still carries this on her back. And while these movies never got good reviews, especially the first two, at least Shailene is the best part of all three. Yep, she cut her hair. Looks weird. I'm not used to girls with hair that short. I prefer long hair. Short hair could be cool if it's like curly or cuddly. They still don't have the chemistry that she had with Ansel Elgort in Fault in Our Stars or Katniss and Peeta in the second movie. That movie was way better than this one, only because Catching Fire is the best sequel. It got more epic and there were more characters. You're still boring, Theo James. I'm sorry, but you don't do it for me. He's a really dull actor. Even in anything, when he uses his real accent, he's still dull. As a bag of rocks. Still well shot, still got real locations, real actors. So it's not Avatar where everything looks like a CGI cartoon. Diverse cast and it's not shoved in your face like nowadays. Back then in 2015, 10 years ago, movies could speak for themselves. They didn't have to force diversity down your throat. Like nowadays, everything has to be diverse. And I mean everything. What's it, like DEI or something like that? I don't know. But again, rest in peace, Ray Stevenson. Even though I was not a big fan, it's sad he died after doing Ahsoka. He won't be back for Ahsoka. I didn't know he was sick. When I saw Ahsoka, I didn't know he was sick, and then when he died, I'm like, what? That came out of nowhere. Same thing with Michelle Trachtenberg. Like, she died of liver disease. I didn't know she was sick. No wonder she disappeared. My mom doesn't like these movies because she doesn't like the whole dystopian society thing. It's not her thing. I get it. Because it's so serious. Again, this isn't a comedy. These films are not comedies. They're dead serious. Maze Runner, Hunger Games, this movie, The Fifth Wave, The Host, The what else? There was another Mortal Instruments. They're not for kids. They're meant for young adults, meaning 18 and older, or like a teens. You know, if they're a teen, it's like 13 to like 17. They're not for kids though, between like babies and 12 years old, because they're more for an older audience. It's like a graphic novel. Some of them are for kids, and some of them are not. Graphic doesn't necessarily mean it's bloody. It's just that it's more. It's a bigger comic, basically. Like Watchmen, that's not for kids. There's a dinner scene. There's a scene at even meeting, just like Harry Potter. See, that's a kid's book. Percy Jackson is for kids, and the Chronicle, what was it, the Spiderwick Chronicles and Chronicles of Narnia, things like that. Those are for kids, but this is not. People die in these movies. Yeah, it's like a hippie commune. He was never going to work as Reed Richards. He's too young. But with Pedro Pascal, I don't know. He's the only actor in that movie I even care about in Fantastic Four, because I don't give a damn about Johnny Storm or Sue Storm. The guy from The Bear sounds okay, but does he sound like the Thing? I don't know. I don't think the movie's going to be that great. I just think it's just going to be passable. But passable still better than unwatchable, like Eternals or She-Hulk or Secret Invasion or Echo, which I didn't even bother watching because I heard it was like, because a deaf character, I don't want to do this for 2 hours. It's just not my thing. It worked in Godzilla versus Kong because the little girl was quiet, but with Echo, it's like she's just a mad Native American girl that can't talk, and it's too much. I told you I don't like reading. I want to watch a movie or show, not read it. Mm-hmm. Well, this is what a green screen feels like, huh? At least I get to look at Bree for the whole time. They just added this feature. Let me see here. Look at that look in her face. Yeah, again, Tris, I get it. He's a douchebag. I get it. He deserves that. He deserves this. It's like if Jacob was a D-bag. Can you imagine if Harry Potter did this? Like he got a knife and jumped on somebody and tried to kill them, talking about his parents dying again. You don't mention people's parents. It's not cool. Not in a negative way. Non-violence. What are you, Gandhi? You better not. Mm-hmm. Because the plot has to get going. Because when we got to Allegiant, it was the actors' hearts weren't into it anymore because they had to do this every year. Yep, she is. She just lost her family in the last movie, at the end of the first movie. In Harry Potter, he lost his family when he was a kid. He got that scar on his head, and he died. His parents died when he was a child, just like Bruce Wayne. Trust me, I didn't miss Ashley Judd in the sequel because I didn't like her in the first movie. I felt nothing with her. I know why ended up the way she did because of Weinstein. But I'm not going to get into that because this is not about him. He didn't direct this movie. He didn't produce this movie, right? Screenplay. No, he didn't. Neil Berger was one of the executive producers. This is a Summit Entertainment. The same people that did Twilight. But those movies I'm not doing. They're way too long and they're boring. And the romance is like the biggest part of the movie. Here it's just kind of an afterthought. Because Theo James and Shane Lean don't have any chemistry whatsoever. I felt nothing. That is a cool weapon, gadget. The gadgets they have here, it's supposed to be the future. But this movie was basically like a failed version of Equilibrium, where, everybody had to think the same way. That movie also failed, but it was more adult and R-rated and awesome, by the way. At least Christian Bale, even though he wasn't supposed to show emotion, he's a better actor than Theo James. He won an Oscar. Where's your Oscar, Theo? You don't have one? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You're not good. Wow, even his smile is boring. Wow, he has no expression on his face, man. At least Octavia Spencer is trying in this movie. She at least has a smile on her face and she's trying to act. But with Theo James and Jack Courtney, they just have no expression. They have the same face the whole movie. No expression whatsoever. You don't have to be a... Just because it's a dystopian future doesn't mean you have to be a robot, guys. Sometimes it's okay to just express yourself, See, those are real horses, not CGI horses from the Rise of Skywalker. Or The Last Jedi, because they had horses in that too. What, are you scared, Marv? Are you afraid? I'm sorry, I'm thinking about Home Alone. It's been on my brain since Kieran Culkin won an Oscar last Sunday. Good for him. Very proud of him. Proud of the people that won. Mikey Madison. It's again. Wow, Miles Teller, you are such a little birdie, aren't you? God, he's annoying. He's annoying in these movies. Good actor, but man, he's so irritating in these movies. Here comes the action. 18 minutes in. 18 minutes and counting. Hey, they're up here. I'm like, you stupid little birdie. Yeah, poor Ray Stevenson. He doesn't stand a chance in this movie. Because he's not a main character. He was in Thor also, and they killed him off in that too, 2 years after this. Because Ragnarok came out in 2017, and that was a huge hit. It was a good movie too. They should have stopped there. Thor should have just been a third, a trilogy. Because bringing back Natalie Portman to kill her off, yeah, that was a mistake. That should have never happened. It's like bringing back Brie Larson and killing her off in the first 5 minutes of Avengers Doomsday. If that happens, I'm out. I'm like, goodbye. You're not doing that to my girl. Because Portman is my favorite actress of all time. And this is the second time in a trilogy where she dies, and I'm like, yeah, the first was the Star Wars prequels, and with that I accepted it. Here is like, no, this is the same thing. You're making me cry because I hate losing her. This is the action's well shot here. I think the action's better in this one than the first one, mainly because they get right to it. They don't waste an hour to get to the training. This one, they're on the run. Yeah, look, he's trying to run like the T-1000. You ain't the T-1000, Jai Courtney. You couldn't even battle the real T-1000 in Terminator Genesis, which came out the same year as this, and people were like, yeah, we're tired of this guy. He's just like Sam Worthington's discount brother. He really is, because they have no personality. There's just boring Aussies with no screen presence whatsoever. See, at least I could see the action. It's shot in broad daylight. It's not shot. It's not edited terrible. Is that the train? See, she can hold a gun. There's the train. Yeah. Gotta jump on the Hogwarts Express. Just like in the first one. Dude, you're a terrible shot. Yep, get in. See ya. Again, you are a terrible shot. And he can't act. Not in this movie. Even in Suicide Squad, I'm like, why are you in this movie if you're going to kill you off in the next one? James Gunn didn't even care about him. It's like, oh, you're in the movie and you're not important to the plot. We're going to kill you off and replace you with Peacemaker. See, that's a John Cena heel turn that worked. In wrestling, it's too little too late, guys. You waited 10 years? Yeah. Idiots. It's not going to make WrestleMania any better this year. If there's people... Yeah, Ansel Elgort's good in these movies. It's just they don't give him much to do. He should have been the main lead, not Theo James. You don't need 4 guys, guys. You got him and Jai Courtney and Theo James and freaking Miles Teller. There's too many guys. You don't need that many guys. This is written by a woman, the books, and it stars a woman. So yeah, directed by a man this time, but there's already enough guys in the movie. You don't need like more. Yep. It's a good fight scene. It's pretty intense. Again, because they can't show the arm getting cut off because it's a PG-13. There's the city. Yep, take that. That's right, kid. Let him have it. See, short and to the point. And it's well shot, mostly. Because Robert Schwenke knows how to do good action scenes in Red. Because R.I.P.D. was terrible. That was worse than this. At least this movie is got less horrendous CGI in it. Wow, that came out of nowhere. See, men are like tossing her, and she's not Supergirl. Come on, Caleb, do something. Mm-hmm. That's right, Caleb. Oh no, Theo James has to come to her rescue, of course, because he has to be her knight in shining armor, even though dented armor, if you ask me. Wow, he doesn't even blink. Tobias Eaton. Tobias? Why is his name Tobias? Your name is 4. The number that comes after 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get your booty out the door. Yeah. There's a reason he was not at the Oscars. Shane Lee might get one day. You never know. Don't ever say that you can't. You're not big enough, because don't ever say you're not good enough. You if you're good enough, you can get to the top of the mountain. Ask Robert Downey Jr. or Brie Larson. They won Oscars for acting, and they had a lot of trouble in their past. Well, Brie never broke the law, but like I said, her comments got her blacklisted for some people, because people just they can't they have to take every word that a celebrity says as gospel. I'm like, no, they can say stupid things too and make mistakes. They're human. Most of them are. It's 8:52. We're 27 minutes in. We still got another hour and something minutes left. At least it's not 2 hours. I agree, Caleb. It is. The first almost 30 minutes of the movie, we had more action than a Twilight movie had in 5 movies. Because in the second movie, nothing happens. Like, you don't have the werewolf fight until like almost an hour into the movie, and that's way too long. The pacing in that is just terrible. Here it's a little bit better. Not great, but And there's Naomi Watts, 27 minutes in, and has the same blank look expression on her face. Mother, wow, you're not. That's how you talk to your mom, mother. Wow, you're a Vulcan, man. You have no emotion on your face. Yeah, wow. He doesn't even hug her or kiss her. I love seeing my mom every day. You're just gonna treat her like that? Wow, you got no emotion, dude. You're a robot. Is anybody gonna say anything? Yeah, this scene is again more exposition. Because her stock fell once she did Book of Henry, her stock fell for me, and she hasn't done a good movie in a while. I like the King Kong remake, but that's one of the few movies I like her in. I never saw Mulholland Drive because it's a David Lynch movie. I'm going to see it in his memory, but it's not going to be. It's probably not going to be for me, but I'll see it once. He has no emotion. Just you're not Stallone, dude. You don't have the voice to carry the movie. Even Stallone, if you see the first Rambo movie, First Blood, he's not a zombie in that. He shows emotion, especially at the end when it's like, "It's never over. It's never over. It's war. It's never over." It's a good scene. Yeah, Ansel with his lips has more expression on his face than Theo James. Yeah, There, I said it. If you've seen Baby Driver, that's a brilliant performance. And he's not even a deaf person, but he's so good in the movie that I'm like, wow, Edgar Wright finally cast an American actor in his movies that's actually good in it. I mean, there were some good actors. You had Jamie Foxx and John Bernthal and Isa Gonzalez was fine. I didn't care for Lily James, but that's, we'll get to that movie one day. Janine. Yeah, foreshadowing. I know I did this one a lot earlier. I just want to get this done. I don't want to do this at night, so. Yeah, this scene is kind of boring. It's just people talking, sitting in a table talking like it's King Arthur's court. Like it's the Knights of the Round Table. Why are you such a robot? If he had cut his skin and he was a Terminator, I would have been like, that makes so much sense now. He has no emotion. And you're gonna speak to your mother like that. If I did that, I would get slapped in the teeth. Yeah, that wasn't funny. Ha 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 ha. See, this movie does have its flaws, guys. I'm not gonna act like this is a perfect movie because it's not what's behind me. That's near perfection in the theater. Nothing in that movie I would change. Nothing. Even the characters I don't care for, like the turkey and the ancient one, they're not in the movie much. So they, yeah, Caleb, eat. You might as well, right? At the very least, he's trying to make the best of a bad situation. You're gonna talk to your mother like that? How dare you? I treat my mother like a queen that she should be, because she gave birth to me. She's not like just some person in my life. She's everything to me. She's the reason I exist. And this guy's like, don't call me that. Don't call me that. I'm like, yeah, wow, you're just that scene just not for me. It's exposition. Why he can't show emotion because he got abused when he was a kid. Boo hoo. We all have our problems, kid. Got a nice quiet scene. The last 20-some minutes have been really loud and crazy, so. Yeah, that's a nice close-up of her face. At least Triss, is a likable character. She's not like, teasing two men like Katniss did. I mean, not Katniss. I meant Bella, because Katniss. No, I don't. She mostly was with Beta. Uh, this guy Liam Hemsworth was just a side show. Mm-hmm. Because I wanted to see how her journey ends, but I would have to read the books. Because Ascendant was never made into a movie, so I would have to read it in order to see what happens to Triss's story at the end. I'll probably read these books eventually. I got plenty of time. Spring is coming and summer's coming right after that, so I like reading on my time. Plus it's hard to read in this room since it's so dark. Here we go, the wide shot. Or here's a mess. It grows. It grows a little bit in the next movie, but the next movie, everybody just their heart's just not into the third one. He's a grown man. He's not a kid. He has no emotion. I'm sorry. If you have to be in a dystopian society, I'm not saying you have to be jokey, but man, can't you show some emotion? Again, I don't care about Daredevil Born Again. I'm not watching it. Stop giving me notifications about it. I don't like my Daredevil to be played by a British man. That's why I give them such a hard time, because they can't act. 90% of them now can't act. Okay, I didn't say all of them. I said 90% of them are just boring to listen to. Trying to watch them do an American accent for 2 hours, it hurts. Tom Holland and Benedict Cumberbatch got lucky. So did Christian Bale and some other people. But people like Theo James and the hobo and the turkey and even Naomi Watts in some movies, it just sounds fake. It feels inauthentic. You know what I mean? Guardians of the Galaxy didn't have that problem. It didn't. The Brits sound like Brits and the Americans sound like Americans. You didn't have to change that mostly. Even freaking Vin Diesel goes, I am Groot or we are Groot. He gets more emotion with those 3 words than this idiot does. Even Zoe Kravitz in this movie is giving her all. You are so cute and so short and so black and so yummy. Light skin, but you know, again, I'm not picky. There you are, Maggie Q. 38 minutes into the movie, she shows up again. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a reason Forspoken was one of the worst games that came out a few years ago. Who's this guy? You're going to point a gun at a white girl. Yeah, in the back of the head after what happened in the past 5 years. Yeah. That would not fly today in a movie if this came out in 2025. Yeah. If this was on Netflix. You know, not this movie. I'm saying a movie like this. Yeah, take him away, boring robot of a man. Why do you think I'm never doing Force Awakens? Because I can't. That movie will rob me again. Kang. Is this guy the Fire Lord in Avatar The Last Airbender? I think he is, yeah. The live action version, which I'm going to watch. I don't care what anybody says. Stop talking about Daredevil. I don't care about that. I like the character. I don't like the actor that they chose to play him. This guy makes Ben Affleck look Oscar-worthy by comparison. At least Ben Affleck's like hiding his accent. It was just bad timing when his movie came out. At least the Daredevil R-rated cut, the show would not have happened if that R-rated cut didn't come out. So, suck on that, Disney Plus. Yeah, let your kids watch a show that's so violent that's going to scar them for life. Again, no, I'm not that stupid. My niece is coming into this world in a month, and I don't want her to sit through anything violent. She has to see things like Bluey or anything else, something kid-friendly. Even a new Spider-Man cartoon is way more kid-friendly than Daredevil. I prefer Deadpool, I'm sorry. He's not blind and he's not played by a British man. and he's comedic, and he's got a better suit, and his movies are better, and he makes everything better. You just see Deadpool, and like, I have a smile on my face. Him or Wolverine. Sorry, Daredevil, you're late to the party. You're in the phase of Marvel where people are just kind of like checked out. I'm not, because look at me. Do I look like I'm checked out? No, never. Unless there's an Eternals 2, then I'm out. But that's not happening. Yeah, this is the same actor. Yeah. The Council. That sounds like the prequels. You don't have to do an American accent in every movie you're in, foreigners, because I can see right through you. It just sounds weird. I just sound like, why? It's distracting. It's like when I saw Sing 2, and I'm like, these accents don't fit with the rest of the movie because nobody else sounds like that. The koala and and the freaking the elephants and the pigs, they don't sound like that. So why do they, one has a Welsh accent and one has a British accent? It makes no sense. I know Hollywood's trying to be more diverse, but when you force it and you have accents in a movie that doesn't fit, it just feels out of place. You know that these people have their own countries they could do films in, right? Just saying. Look at him. He's like, oh God, I'm so hot. Oh. Look, the diversity hires in the background. That is him, yeah. I'm trying to keep my cholesterol and my blood pressure low, so I'm not gonna try to yell anymore. But I've made my peace. That makes sense. I wanted to leave. See, the accent, it always slips out. I'm just waiting for it to like, okay, here it comes, and it did. I wanted to leave. Yeah, again, I heard you. I heard you. That's a trial. Why are they Why are they standing up behind like glass walls? Where's the jury? This is weird, man. These book adaptations to film, they usually end. The needle in the neck thing, yeah, that got old in the first one, guys. It will. Because the truth is, I don't, I like being who I am, and I'm not going to change for nobody. I'm going to cut my hair for St. Patrick's Day, which is in 2 weeks. The Sims? Like that video game series? Oh, Zoe. Low battery mode turned off. Yeah, I know. That's fine. Don't worry about it. We know you're the main character of the story. It's written by a woman. Usually the main character is a woman. Look at this. Look at the Hunger Games. Look at Twilight. Look at 50 Shades of Grey. They're usually starring a woman. Yes, even in the books. They don't change the gender out of nowhere like they do in some comic book movies or shows. See, she's acting in this scene. You're so cute. She's so vulnerable. I love her vulnerability interacting. Shailene's. That's a serum? I thought you were trying to drug her. See, she's like screeching in this scene. It's like the scene where Riley almost has a heart attack in Inside Out 2. I'll review that eventually. She's so good. She's the one thing in these three movies that works for me. This was your loss, Sony. You took her out of Amazing Spider-Man 2, and she could have outacted any of those guys that they put in the movie. If I meet her at Comic-Con, I'm going to say, you're wonderful. Everything that you do, you give your all. Don't ever quit. Yeah. See, that's a great performance. It is. No matter what you think of these movies or the books, the one thing that keeps keeps this watchable is Shailene Woodley's performance. Because it's shorting out her hair in this one. Because you are a robot. Shut up, Theo James. She's crying her eyes out, and this guy's like, "I'm sorry you did it." I'm like, dude, wake up. Yeah, that's that one look from Zoe Kravitz is just all you need to say. It's a cool looking visual. It's messed up, yeah, but this is a dystopian future. Yep, dead. It's like Jedi. Some of them die instantly, and some of them could actually last years. Hold on. Very special one, the girl, you mean? But unlike the hobo who completely obliterated Star Wars for me, was at least Shane Lean can act. When the hobo was crying, I'm like, you're crying for a man that has nothing to do with your past. He's not even your father. If it was her father, I would get it, but it's not her father, so it doesn't make any sense. And look who's this guy. Yes, it's Wally West from the Flash TV show, who's bisexual. So yeah, why is he here? I don't know. To pad out the running time even more, even though this is shorter than the first one. You see lice? Yeah, again, I'm trying to make fun of him. Just put this to the side. I gotta lie down. Here we go. Yeah, it's the same actor. Yeah, I could lie down. Much better. Because the movie's about half done. Because it's only an hour and 59 minutes. Long, but not 2 hours like the first one. Yeah, useless character. Smart thinking, Tris. Run. They got her. They shot her right in the shoulder. Of course, she doesn't die because she's in the third one, but they're like stormtroopers. A lot of casualties in these movies, man. I'm not crying. My eyes are dry. I got something in my eye here. If I was crying, you would see it. Like when I did my podcast for E.T., I was a mess after that at the end of that movie. Cute little girl. See, a lot of deaths in this movie. Hey there, John. I don't understand the hate that this film got when it came out because it's not the Hunger Games. That's why I said it's a ripoff. But again, Shailene Woodley makes this work for me personally. If this was some British chick or if this was Kristen Stewart again, I would have been bored out of my skull. Because the guys are certainly not interesting in this movie, most of them. Because Jai Courtney's a robot, Theo James is a robot, Caleb is barely in the movie because Ansel Elgort was doing Baby Driver, so he couldn't finish this movie. Ray Stevenson is barely in it. And even the guy that plays Wally, he's in The Flash, he's like kind of inserted into the movie out of nowhere, like almost an hour in. It's kind of too late to introduce this character. They should have introduced him in the beginning, in like the first 20 minutes. Wow, and they kill him off. What a waste of that actor. That little girl she's a better act. Nope, you're not going to kill a child in this movie. Because that little girl's a better actor than him. Yeah, there I said it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we knew that in the first movie, guys. Yep, take that. Again, Theo James always has to come to her rescue, even though she's a capable character, guys. You don't need some man, some boring man in this movie to change that. Wow, a fight scene with two characters I don't care about. Yeah, even Harry Potter, I like the fight scenes better. At least there's some characters I cared about in that. Perfect. Yeah, and you're also responsible for the death of several franchises, Jai. Die Hard and Terminator and even Suicide Squad, because nobody was good in that. Well, the best part of that was Will Smith, and he didn't come back for the sequel, and that was a big mistake. Thank you. You put him out of his misery, even though I don't care about 4 either. But hey, if someone had to kill him, it had to be him, because Triss isn't gonna do it. Good. Go ruin some more franchises, Mister Mate. Oh well, at least he's gone, and we don't see him much anymore, and there's a reason for that. Because after they killed him off in Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, that was a middle finger to the first movie. These movies never got good reviews. Only The Hunger Games did, mostly. And I think the first Maze Runner. I like Maze Runner. I thought it was something different. You know, it was with guys mostly. No, not a lot of girls. Because the girl in that movie was horrible. Carla Scaladario is absolutely horrendous. She has no emotion on her face. You know, it's either the man or the woman that's boring in a movie like this when they're foreign and just have no personality. That's a nice shot. You know, Kurt Russell is stoic in Escape from New York, but he's not a robot. With that eye patch and I don't give a about your war. You know, he's a manly man. He's not boring to watch. Theo James is always boring. Even in Underworld Blood Wars, I'm like, the movie's so hard to watch, and then he doesn't make it better when he's talking. I'm like, God, you're so dull. And he's just there because Scott Speedman said no after the second one. This easily could have been Julianne Moore, but she already was doing Hunger Games. Or this also could have been anybody. Jessica Chastain could have done this and would have been better. So they got a chip on their neck. See, Shailene has those big expressive eyes. Yeah, she's gone. She's dead. Gotta save it for the third one. Get up. Yeah. We're an hour in, an hour and 2 minutes. Just a few more minutes. It's not 2 hours, so that's good. Because if this was the Last Jedi, it'd just be half over, so. Whatever you say, skinhead. Well, the romance is so undercooked in this movie. It didn't work in the first one, so. I do know that. Again, I feel nothing. Look at me. Dry eye. No, they're gonna show nothing. This isn't Watchmen. Any cut of that movie. See, that's it. Wow, even the sex scenes are just minimal. They don't show anything. They just kiss and they cut away. Yeah, here's a far off shot. We're an hour and 6 minutes in, so we're almost there. Just a few more. Really? So candor is like Pan Am. Crisis. See? All he does is fight. That's it. That's his only trait. I'm tough and I fight. That's it. He doesn't even show his sensitive side or anything. Sorry, I don't. That Fantastic Four movie's gonna be much worse than this, Miles Teller. I don't know why he said yes to that. This was at least successful. That movie bombed so badly. It's gonna make the new one look Oscar worthy, even though I'm not really looking forward to that one either, because the casting is off for me. That's a cool looking set. He still has that bandage on her hand. The greater good. Yep. May your blood stain that window. Nope, the glass is impenetrable. Oh, don't do it. Don't you dare. 72 minutes in. Uh, nope. The movie's still. There's still some more time left of the movie, so. Here we go. Here come those tentacle things. It's like the Matrix. Yeah. Yep, a simulation. Here's our obligatory cameo. It's not. It's not as good as the scene from Black Panther. It is a cool visual. Someone subscribed to my channel, but I don't know who that is. It's just two eyes. I don't know. I can't say the name. That's nice. Thanks, guys. Keep subscribing because I'm doing YouTube content for you guys, not for the algorithm or to be famous. Because like I said, that's me, Zenith. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks. This movie is long, but I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna finish this. I'll eventually get to Allegiant, but I don't own it, so my next podcast is gonna be the Nanny Diaries with Scarlett Johansson because it stars a woman and it's way shorter than this. I'm trying to keep the movies under 2 hours, except for the first Divergent, because That killed 2 hours, so. It's a good visual. The slow-mo shot. And the score is also really good in this one, just like the first one. She's capable of doing this. That is a cool visual. See, Shane Lee is capable of doing this. So is Kiernan Shipka. She can do a franchise. I know she can. A few slip-ups is not gonna kill her career, because Red One is getting a Blu-ray release, and I'm gonna buy it. Of course, I'm gonna buy it. I really enjoyed it. I think it's one of the most underrated Christmas movies that came out in theaters, not, you know, on Hallmark Channel or Lifetime. It actually had some grit to it. You're still boring, Ashley Judd. She's so capable in this movie. She's what keeps it from dying. Because Kristen Stewart didn't save Twilight for me. She's so boring and narrates too much. This one, they did less narration than the first one. If I cared about this actress, you know, I would have been crying my little eyes out, but no. Or big eyes, actually. Yes, she can. She can. You can't anymore, but again, Shailene was not violated by Harvey Weinstein. See, yep, all hell breaks loose. This is real. 80 minutes in. Kiernan can do something. I just wish, besides a few things I've seen her do, I could be okay with Red One, but at least it has some one of an audience. It does, Josh, because it made me laugh. And I love Chris Evans, The Rock I enjoy in the movie, J.K. Simmons, and even the action scene at the end. Yes, it's very CG heavy, it is. But this isn't Avatar where everything looks fake, where even the main characters are CGI. No, you don't need that. You can have real people there and make me feel real emotions. And Shipka, while she's not Agatha, she's still a better villain than half of these DC and Marvel villains we've seen over the years in these recent Marvel and DC movies. Yep, you should have thought about that, Caleb. Because she did a Sabrina show, Totally Killer, and Red One. That's still a better That's still 3 better projects than Kristen Stewart's done in a decade. Yeah, there I said it. Because at least Karen Shipka, she's not coming back as that witch. Plus, she's a hotter witch than Catherine. I love Catherine Hahn. Don't get me wrong. She saved Agatha from being unwatchable. Because it wasn't Billy that saved that show. He's gay and weird, and I don't care about him. No, I was wrong. Shailene was not in Girls. That was Lena Dunham and a bunch of other girls too. I know Wanda's still better, Josh. You don't have to tell me. No show has been better than WandaVision. What has been better? It sure as hell wasn't that Daredevil show. Like, this is the best Disney Plus show I've ever seen because it's continuing the Netflix show that was violent and not for kids. And that's not for me. I'm sorry. If I want an adult Marvel movie, I will see Logan or the Deadpool movies. I don't need your sorry excuse of a Netflix reboot. Disney Plus. Hey, look, he's getting snapped away. Oh, that would have been a dream come true. He's not human. You're boring. James Franco at least got an Oscar nomination. You did. He got snapped away. That would have been a dream if that happened by the end of this film. He's pixelated. Yeah, because he's not human. What kind of human talks like this for 2 hours? Yeah, or almost 2 hours. Amity. Mm-hmm. See? Selflessness. Yes, I agree. I'm not expecting the world out of the MCU anymore because I'm like, I'll always have Endgame, guys. That can never be taken away from me. It's not like Doomsday is going to retcon what happened in Endgame. No, they have to keep that continuity. This isn't like in Force Awakens where everything that happened in the original trilogy, yeah, we're going to just redo it and do it worse. Yeah, screw you, Disney, for that. That's why I'm not doing any podcasts for any Disney movies this month. Not till after the winter's over. I'm doing some animated films. It's just not going to be Disney. Because I enjoyed Inside Out too. I just saw it on Disney Plus last night, but I'm going to review it on my channel either tomorrow or Friday. Because it's nothing good coming out of the theater for a while. I'll tell her the blood is on your hands. Literally. Kiernan doesn't have to win an Oscar to get my approval. She just has to be good in something, and she was. And Totally Killer, like, oh, they look stupid. She's good in the movie. She is. She carries the film because it's sure as hell not some of the side characters where they're hit and miss. Because Olivia Holt, love her in other things, but she was kind of a snob in that movie. He's canceled now. He'll be back, Josh. He's not dead. That's ultimate cancellation is that. I'll say X-Men 97 again. That was a cartoon and it was good. It was for kids, but it had an edge to it. This new Daredevil wishes it was as good as X-Men. Falcon and Winter Soldier, to a certain extent, Hawkeye. I expect Marvel to do better with some of their things. Yeah, they're not rushing everything all in 1 year. It's almost 10 o'clock. Because I'm not going to go out today. It's going to rain, so I want to stay home and stay dry. I still got to throw out the garbage, but I'll do that later. That's a good shot. This is like the scene in Fan Snorstick, except I could see that this movie is actually well lit. Even the dark scenes, I can see the actors' faces. They're not covered in darkness like Solo. Jeez. We'll make sure Miles and Gwen will not be rushed. No, they're not going to be rushed. It's just they're going to get cast. And they also have to cast Amy Rose by the end of this year. Yeah, Kiernan is also a mix of... There's another actress that she reminds me of. Emma Watson, McKenna Grace, and Caitlin, yeah. And there's somebody else that she looks like. My mom thought she was 16 in Red One. I'm like, no, she's just petite and she's in her 20s. Which means she's legal, which means I can date her. If she doesn't get married by next year. Because all these actresses that I desire are getting married, like, so quickly. Not Millie Bobby Brown, I didn't care. I'm like, yeah, you got married, whoopee. At least now I don't have to look at you. And she colored her hair blonde. It's weird. Erudite. There's a lot of talking in these movies. That's the problem with these movies over something like an MCU movie or a DC movie. There's way too much talking. Get to the action or get to something funny or, you know, well, this is a dystopian society. Of course, it's not going to be funny. There's barely any humor in these movies. The Hunger Games had some scenes that made me laugh out loud, by the way. Like when Katniss threatens to, I'll cook you, you know, she says she's going to cook the cat. Them's fighting words. Slow-mo shot, because, you know, Zack Snyder is obsessed with these. At least this, they use it very minimal. They don't use it. She broke out of the glass. That's a cool image. Because Robert Schwenke doesn't use a lot of slow-mo like Zack Snyder. He's just obsessed with it. Spear her! Spear! Yep, it's a pixel. I look forward to who will play her. I say Eva Carlton because her voice is just perfect for it. Because I know it's not going to be Caitlin because she's doing the Godzilla movie. And it's not going to be Ariana because she's got to do Wicked Part 2 and whatever else she does. And it's not going to be... who else? McKenna Grace because she got to do probably another Ghostbusters movie or whatever. And another Paw Patrol movie. Yeah, that's getting another one. You need to balance the action and a little humor. Yeah, but here there's like, it's just a lot of talking. This is a sequel. You don't have to have twice as much talking with actors that are just boring to watch, mostly. You want to have scenes that are talking and make the 2 minutes. Exactly. Make it shorter. You don't have to have everything explained to me. I'm not a child. Like, this is why this is person's like this, and this is why this is this. I'm like, if I wanted to think, I'll read the book, guys. That's why some book adaptations don't do as well as others. With the Hunger Games, I got the story. They have to survive in order to win the Hunger Games so that they could thrive in Pan Am. I get it. Here, it's like a lot of it is explained to me. It's basically just, this is the Hunger Games. Except it's not hunting them. They're not hunting each other. No. Shailene Woodley is not coming back after this. I would love to see her come back to Spider-Man because they didn't give her a chance the first time. This is what happened with Gambit. It wasn't made, so they put Channing Tatum in Deadpool and Wolverine. That made sense, guys. It made sense because he never got his movie. So they're like, we're gonna make sure that we give you a memorable scene, and people are gonna be quoting you like, "Woo, I'm gonna have fun here." I'm like, I love that scene. I had a smile on my face the whole time when I saw him because I waited years to see Gambit on the big screen. He was never in the Bryan Singer movies. He wasn't even mentioned because Singer was not a fan of the comics. You could tell. That's why Wolverine's wearing black, even though he doesn't wear black in the comics. He wears yellow or brown or even red. I think. Yeah, he doesn't wear black. He's not Blade. Storm wears black sometimes, and she wears white as well. With her, it fits. But with Cyclops and thing, they need color. Color is what saved Endgame. It had a lot of color for a movie so serious, but it had moments of clarity. It had moments of humor that made you more invested, and emotional scenes. The scene with Thor and his mom was way more emotional than this with Triss and her mom, because I cared about Rene Russo, and he got to see his mother one last time before Malekith kills her. It's an emotional scene, and I'm invested. No matter what happened in that movie, I was invested. That's why it's my background for this movie. Only even though it's not as long, that's way longer than this. And the problem is this franchise didn't end. It just got cut off. I like the Paw Patrol movies. They're cute, Josh. They're for kids, so they're going to be very childish, but they're cute, and I like the dogs. I have a dog at home that's as cute as the animals there, and it's not dark. It doesn't get insanely dark. Eva could pull off Amy. I want the voice to be cute and feminine. Don't you dare cast anybody from Amelia Perez. Just don't do it. Zoe Saldana just won an Oscar, but she's going to be doing 8 more Avatar movies with CGI ears, helmets around a background like this, except it costs more. I don't think Shailene would be back in Spider-Verse. You never know, Josh. They can say, hey, oh, you wanted her as MJ? Here you go. Again, I know you hate him. Everybody hates Miles Teller in this movie. Triss doesn't like him. Ford doesn't like him. Even Kate Winslet doesn't like him. She's alive. It's a miracle. No, it's plot convenience. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? See, that's the thing. Miles Teller has a personality here. He's not talking like this. He's not talking like a zombie. You want to see him act like a zombie? Siege Fan Snorstick. It's his worst performance. Even 21 and over, I hated the movie, but he's not the problem. I said the Asian guy is the main character, is obnoxious and gross and weird and just over the top. He makes Anxiety from Inside Out 2 look normal. When she was doing that Sonic thing, yeah, I'll get to that review eventually, but yeah, please. You don't need that. The movie's long enough. It's almost over. We're 93 minutes in. You could literally have her come through a portal and say, hi, I'm the MJ that was supposed to be in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and people will clap. Why? Because it's called making up for a mistake. You have a great actress like her in a movie that was supposed to be big, and you don't put her in it? You don't cut out the Rhino or the Vulture. I mean, not the Vulture, freaking Green Goblin. You have to put her out of at the pasture? That didn't make any sense. She had the red hair and everything, Josh. She was going to do it, and then Marvel was like, Sony was like, nah, there's too much in the movie. Let's cut her out. You should have just cut off Felicia Hardy. Nobody cares about her. If she's not blonde and sexy and not played by an American actress, I have no interest. Sorry. You don't have to do that to Shane Lee. What do you mean you don't have to do that? She can do it, Josh. We don't know what's going to happen with the next Spider-Verse. You can have Venom in there and you won't see it coming. Because he was in the last video game. Tom's franchise or Miles' franchise. Just give her a voice in Spider-Verse, not in Tom's franchise or Miles' franchise. We'll see. Because like I said, she's not too old. I mean, they brought back J.K. Simmons, and he was bald in the last 2 Spider-Man movies. Do it for the fans. Stop giving these fan castings of like like they did with Fantastic Four. We want John Krasinski. He made it in a cameo, but at least he made it. Emily Blunt didn't because she's not a good actress. And now we got Vanessa Kirby as Invisible Woman. Yay, I'm in for some fun times after Superman. Thankfully, Superman is going to soar to the heavens and make $1 billion and make people cry and make them forget about Henry Cavill. That's what I want. That's all I want. He's never going to top Christopher Reeve. He is always going to be Superman. For me and for everybody else that watched that 78 classic. This action scene at the end is worth it, but the action's definitely better in this movie than the first one. And the way that Kate Winslet dies in this is so anticlimactic. She doesn't get her head chopped off. No, she gets shot from behind. You know, Naomi Watts goes behind her and then kills her. I'm like, wow, that was uneventful. Oh well, it's 10 o'clock now. 10:01. 02? There's a kid there. Oh, so the guy that played Wally didn't die. They're the underground people. I just hope even if it's a cameo, once you need to do it once. Yeah, it's fine. Superman, it should be fine. It's going to be great. Black Cat, I want her to be blonde, like in the comics. When was she a beaver with big teeth and brunette? She's not a brunette in the comics, guys. She's a blonde. I know, I've seen the cartoon. She's a blonde, white girl with not with big teeth. You cast Felicia Hardy and that robot from Rogue One. The actual, not the actual robot, the main character that's so boring. That's gonna be in Andor for like 5 seconds. Like, yay, the boring girl that's gonna die in Rogue One. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy, suck on that. At least this movie is better than your sequel trilogy. I will give it that. As many problems as these movies have, the female lead is not one of them. My hesitation is that I put Sydney in the role rather than someone else's blonde. No, I'd rather have somebody else that's blonde. Of course, make it blonde. Yeah, she's blonde in the comics. Madam Web is an old lady, not a 30-year-old woman that's sexy. Give it to another blonde, yeah. I would have said Anna Taylor-Joy, but she's already doing too much. Kiernan can do it. Who knows? Her or McKenna Grace or... who else could be Felicia? Here's a 360 shot. Because at least in this, they didn't have to do cloning or anything like that, like they did in The Rise of Skywalker. McKenna's too packed up with franchise and work. Kiernan, it's a maybe. Lexi could do it from... Yeah, Lexi could also do it, even though she's probably going to get married next year. Lexi De Benedetto, and she's the perfect age for it. Because Felicia should be someone in their 20s, not someone 16 or 35. Because if she can't be Supergirl, at least make her hood in that... Not, that's an awesome visual, by the way. This is a cool scene. It looks like Inception. It does. This came out a few years after Inception, but I'll do that eventually, but in the summertime, because that movie's very long, guys. I'm trying to keep my options under 2 hours. This is one of them. Or Meg Donnelly. Yeah, that would be a good choice. She was a good Supergirl. Because I have a lot of fan castings of my own that would be perfect. And it would not be some robot that's on Netflix or something. Now, people forgive Shailene for this. It's not her fault. Because franchises are a lot of work. Trust me, I worked on one. In school, in college. Aside from Caleb, I wouldn't complain about your fan casting for Miles. No, there's a lot of them that can work. That is a cool visual. It also looks like X-Men. Like Apocalypse or Days of Future Past. That is an awesome visual. If only Borderlands was like this, it would be way more bearable. Because the effects are not the problem. They're like, oh, these effects look terrible. It's the writing that's terrible, guys. That's what handicapped that movie. And also casting Cate Blanchett, because she didn't want to be there. That's why she didn't go to the Oscars. She would have been so embarrassed. She's like, I was in Borderlands. It's like, God, I hate this planet. Again, her heart was not into it. You can tell. Her and Jamie Lee Curtis were there to pick a paycheck, and that was it. 360 shot. 360 shot. 100 minutes in, 101 minutes. That is a cool visual. Peace. Borderlands, at least it wasn't Madeline. No, she's not ready for it yet. She'll be ready. After these Stranger movies, she'll be ready. That's not her fault. Again, bad writing. The writer's strike hurt a lot of movies that came out. That's why Captain America got shafted. People like, yeah, it's all Marvel's fault. No, it's the writer's strike that affected that movie. Because if that hadn't happened, there wouldn't have been a reshoot. So, because it was made during the writer's strike and the SAG strike, the actor strike. I can forgive that movie's faults because, again, it was made during a bad time. What was Thor Love and Thunder's excuse to killing off Natalie Portman? Oh, she was doing something else. Or Christian Bale being underused. Or She-Hulk's bad CGI. Huh? What's their excuses then? They ran out of budget? No. Marvel's got billions of dollars. Because, thanks to Disney. And also before Disney. They were a struggling company. Once Blade came out, they were making hit movie after hit movie and franchise after franchise. With mixed results, but still. That was in the comics and it made me cry, Josh. I was on the floor crying. If that happened to Shadow, I would have been really pissed off in Sonic 3, but they didn't do it. They didn't pull the trigger because they know Shadow's too popular and he's a great character. And his backstory made me cry. Yeah. His scenes with Maria, I was bawling like a baby last time I saw it. You're still not heroic, Theo James. At least I don't have to watch you again. Tomorrow, he's not in the Nanny Diaries. So you got Chris Evans, who's way better. Better looking and a better actor. And he's not a zombie. That's why I liked him in Red One. Because I thought he was going to be the villain. Scene, yeah, he's in the end credit scene, and he worked. It worked. It's like, what are you doing here? Why are you a brunette? Naomi Watts is not a brunette. She's a blonde. And then they... Oh, no, it'll be the end for you in the end credits. Yeah, I'm going to see that scene, and then I'll stop. I want a movie to make me feel something. I'm not going to cry in every movie. I didn't cry in Inside Out 2, so spoiler. Didn't cry, but it has a lot of heart. But I'll get to that. When they do 3, they should put love as the ultimate emotion. Something that is the most powerful thing in the human mind. Because when you feel it, it's like you have a sense of euphoria and just worth, and a fuzziness in your tum tum. No, The Last of Us is coming up back in April. That's a good shot. But then these movies feel like a setup for the next one. And I'm like, unlike Marvel, which already has guaranteed box office coming their way, especially with, Thunderbolts might be a surprise. Who knows? But I'm still worried that who is going to mess it up for me. It's almost done. Let me get the box. I got to clean my room after this. There's the wall. All the extras that don't have a lot of screen time in the movie. That's an awesome shot, too. This needed more action. Like I said, the Hunger Games. Say what you will about the movies, the first 4 films, but they had a lot of action and memorable scenes. That second movie with the scene with the net that was electrocuted, when Peter got electrocuted, that was shocking. No pun intended. It was like, I didn't expect that, and it's really emotional. Like Katniss just gets so overly emotional, and I'm like, I get it. So it's almost done. There's less of a soundtrack in this one. Love Inside Out there, maybe Sophie Woodard. That would be great. Caitlin should be fine with Last of Us. Yeah, she's in good hands, Josh. She's not going to get hurt. And the movie just ends. The wall. We're going to jump over that wall in the next movie, which is the worst of the series, easily. But it could have been salvaged with a 4th movie that saved it, but no. The box office was so bad that... yeah, this is the ending. This is so underwhelming. Instead of her getting a traumatic death, like they should have executed her. And then clat, and that's it. I'm like, wow, that's really underwhelming. I know. Because, like, and she shoots her, and that's the movie. Bad singer, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, that was a really bad stinger. Like, oh, you're not going to find out, blam, and the movie ends. I'm like, yeah, that's a little bit New Moon for me. But, hey, at least I got through it. I just got one more, and I'm not doing it next. So I could take a little break from Divergent and go to a one-off movie tomorrow. So thanks for watching, you guys. I'm glad I finally did this one. It was 1 hour and 47 minutes. Pretty long, but not 2 hours. So acknowledge me, and tomorrow I'm doing this one. Nanny Diaries with Scarlett Johansson. Another Marvel actress I want to see again in something. She's going to be in Jurassic World soon. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.